Welcome to Dyson Sphere. My name is Neil. So this is episode 11 of our Let's Play campaign, and we can just see the sunset behind the gas giant. What a beautiful sight. It's just, man, I love this game. I think I may have mentioned it a few times, but damn, I love this game. This is so cool. Just the things that you can just sit and look at, and sort of the planetary motions. Well, anyway, we're not going to be sitting here just marveling at the beauty of this game. We're going to be effective and efficient. That's actually interesting. Look at that. I get a lot of light down at the horizon, but when I go up here, there's no light. It's a reflection of the water. Weird. Alright, so what we're going to do today? Well, what we did last time was set up the orbital mining on our gas giant, and also we'd set up, because I can find anything on the space. This is getting a complete mess. And yeah, I think I can't find it, but maybe it's right there. I was hoping it was right there. Maybe next one. And where is it? It's... nope. Here it is. Yes. There you go. This one. The exchanges. They're not really going to be used for much right now, but they're kind of handy to have so that you can actually build some. For some reason we don't have this, and that's because we don't have the turbo, the magnetic rings thing. So what we're going to do today, let's have a look at the tech tree, and we have gotten this one, and the whole point of getting this was because then we could get fire ice. Fire ice is useful for making graphene. We do have a graphene production, and it's fine, but it's not awesome, and it's gonna have to be awesome because as we continue teching, we're going to go into high strength material. We might as well activate it. And the high strength material is actually carbon nanotubes. So carbon nanotubes is made by 3 graphene to 2 nanotubes plus titanium. So if we take our fire ice to our lava planet and then make it into graphene easily, and I'll just show you how. Here it's just a direct, and that makes it into some graphene, 2 to 2, so 1 to 1, yeah, and then a bit of hydrogen on the side, which also is always nice, I guess. And then we can make it into nanotubes. We can make nanotubes into this thing here, the particle broadband, and then we can go on to the purple science, which requires processes. We have that, but only in like small quantity. And we have the particle broadband, so we're going to slowly work our way here. The other reason is also here. This is for frame material. We also need carbon nanotubes, and the frame material, the reason why I actually want that is because there was one, I can't remember where it was. Mini fusion power, that's also very nice. Yep, I can't find it. There was a power pole, the new power pole. Where's the new power pole? There we go. That's the new power pole. I'd like to get that, but I don't think we will, because it requires the supermagnetic ring. So we've seen that a lot of things in this space. If we go to, let's go to the top of this planet. And that's not the top. This is the top. There we go. High strength material. Thank you. And that's still not the top. Okay, now we're flying upside down. I think that's fine. That's not at all confusing. I lost all sense of direction with this is up or down. Oh, I did it again. Okay, let's go this way. Here we go. That one, that's where we wanted to go. There, our mushroom cloud, or mushroom ring. So if we look at these things, I am going to just tap these here so we can see what's going on. And this one is missing the particle container. So why are we missing particle containers? Let's go find the particle containers. That is here. This one is dead because this is perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's exactly what the problem is. Electromagnetic turbines. So what we need to do today is set up a specific build for electromagnetic turbines on the lava planet, so we can get and then export it back here. The reason why I'm not building it here is because I'm actually kind of not having a ton of iron on this planet, so might as well build it on the other planet, and then make some graphene from fire ice and nanotubes. That should be big thing. But first we are going to fly to the other planet because there's something really awesome we want to see. There's also this one is, speaking of awesome, I don't have enough, but we'll get. All right, let's fly to the other planet, our lava planet, and I'll show you a bit of what I've done in between sessions, because that's pretty damn impressive, I think. Let's see, where is the planet? It is right there, Satisfactory 1. Let's head there as fast as we can possibly do, and I will see you there. Alright, we're coming up on our planet, and look, it's very different now. Alright, let's start by just taking a look at this glorious planet. What about that? How do you like this? So, this planet has been terraformed, to say the least. And I will explain exactly what this is before we dive into do anything else. So I have been talking about fault lines, and basically I will do that one. So you can see here is a fault line that's between okay, so I'll just take a step back and just explain it one more time for anyone who's still sort of I've had certain comments about what is fault lines, what is the thing you're talking about. So when you have a sphere and you want to project a square grid on top of it, that means you use you could use the longitude, latitudes, and if you do that, then as it gets closer to the poles, there will be the squares will simply be too small, and therefore as you sort of go further from equator, this is equator here, and then you kind of need to sort of make the squares bigger again. You can see this square has 5 tiles, and that's also 5 tiles, but this one is bigger than that one, so they get gradually smaller, and then at some point they just become too small to actually work with, so they sort of make it jump and then go big again, and then they decrease and they go big again and decrease. And here again they go big again and they decrease, and you can see as we get closer to the poles it gets shorter and shorter, these bands, because it sort of collides more and more. And every time there is a, well, I'm calling it a fault line, and it's kind of starting to catch on, then what happens is that you can't draw a straight line, and this is something I just cannot accept in my place, right? So if I do here, so you can't draw a straight line there. There are some places you can draw straight lines all the way from the pole and out, and that's the ones I've identified. These are, there are the bold ones here, the meridians, the prime meridians we could call them, and there are 4 of those, but that's not enough. That's actually not all of them, because if you look at between that one and that one is another prime meridian, that's a 90-degree angle here, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 additional, so that means there are 20 sort of meridians going all the way down, and I marked those with solar panels. This means that there is a perfect spread of solar panels around the planet. What I've done is I've paved the planet, because, well, of course I paved the planet, and then I've done this. I don't think I'm gonna do it that generally, because it takes an awful lot of time just to remove the concrete along these bands, but what it does give is a pretty significant view here. It's absolutely clear that you're not allowed to build on these lines, and what I will allow is that I'll allow to build across these lines, because they're not actually, there's no problem with building across these lines, but I don't want to build across any of these darker lines. They could be called sacred path, you could say that, sacred solar path. And on the other side, so what we have now, we have now split the entire planet into grids. Let's call them planetary grid. This is a planetary grid, and you have these, well, if you're familiar with my Factorio series, you could call them city blocks. You could call them planetary blocks as well. You could call them planetary squares. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below about a good name for this, so I can start using it, and it'll hopefully catch on. But this, I'm gonna do this for all my planets. I'm not gonna do it as extensively here, but it's this gives me so much comfort in terms of where to build. And even before I actually build it, you can see here, here's a nice build. This was making magnetic coils, and you know, it's still in. I don't care if it breaks multiple. I'll basically just say, okay, if it's a slim build, for example this one, it's a slim build, so build it further to the poles. I could even build it even closer. So what do we have here? We have some glass being built. Over here we have some circuits and solar panels, because, well, obviously I need solar panels. Stuff like mines, well, they're going to be where they are, and then I'm just going to put it into a box. But here I have bigger builds as well. This is just trying to get some of the things on this planet just sorted. We have iron, we have up here we have glass, this is silicon, so we're getting just all the things. I think there's also some, yep, here's some copper, pretty decent sized copper build. And this is now what the planet will look like. So we're gonna go and build some stuff. Yeah, let's build some stuff. And yeah, so I hope you find this to be super interesting. This is kind of the first things I built, so I just built it immediately, and therefore it's not really fitting, but it doesn't matter. It's still pretty good. And this one goes across the equator. That's not so great. This is the most important build, the concrete foundation build, but we're not going to do that. So let's roam around the planet and just marvel at the awesomeness. And let me just tell you, it took a bit of time to do. And I ran out of concrete, so that's just the way it is. We'll just gradually build more as we get more concrete. And of course, it's a giant waste of concrete, and it's a giant waste of solar panels. Feel free to comment that. I don't care. What I really like is that it looks so nice, and it's so cool. It's so cool to have this here. So what I'm gonna do is here we have 2 big lanes. So what are we gonna do on this planet? We have 3 things we need to do. We need to make electromagnetic turbines because our home planet somewhere out there in the world is desperately needing turbines. And I might as well build it here because, as you can see, we have magnets, we have electromagnetic coils sort of prepared a bit in advance. So let's dive in. So I'm going to build it sort of what can only be described as my usual way of doing it. I'm going to put one here. That's going to be in the middle of this planetary block. Let's get that. So this planetary block, what are we going to do? We are going to build, and that one. Yes. So the first thing we want to build is turbines. That's the goal. You could also argue that you'd want electric motors outbound, but I want to argue that I don't want electric motors outbound. When I looked in the tech tree and all the items that need electric motors, it seems to be only used for 2 things: making into electromagnetic turbines. Well, that's what we're going to do. And the other one was sorters Mark II. Yeah, sorters Mark II. If that's all we need it for, fine. We can just build it somewhere else on our home planet. That's not a problem. But electromagnetic turbines are used for pretty much everything, especially being used for these supermagnetic wings, which is used for a lot. So that's this is the one we need. So what we want here, if we look at this is on a 2-second cycle and takes 2 electric motors. So each electric motor, this is now an electric motor, is on a 2-second cycle. Yes, so I need 2 of these for every one of those. Now this one is on a 2-second cycle and takes 1 gear. So if there are 2 of them, that means I need 1 gear per second. And 1 gear per second is, lo and behold, exactly what this one is making. All right, that's good. That's good. So what I can then do is I can take an inbound here. This will be inbound of iron, and then I can take it in here and into these 2. This one's also going to need iron. Yep. Then I'm going to take another inbound here. This will be magnetic coils. So again, same pattern. I'm going to get inbound and push forward, inbound, and that one also needs inbound. And then all I need is now a return right there. And this one will then take every second, each one of these, every second, or every craft takes 3 iron. And there's 2 of them. And there are 2 seconds. So each of these takes 3 iron. Okay, so basically how many can I do? If I do 10 of these, then yeah, if I do 10 of these, I will consume 30 iron. So if I do 2 times 10, then I'm going to be using a lot. I'm going to use 60 iron per second. But you know, why not? Why not indeed? So I'm going to just build it where I think it makes sense. I should probably have done that immediately so I wouldn't have to destroy it. Also an important part, we're going to open this one up because it's definitely taking more space than what we have available. There. So some of these builds now are starting to become, let's just say, pretty damn big, and because of that we have to also just consider, are we how are we going to do it? Like, how much detail am I going to show in the construction of these? And the answer is now not at all, because I mean, you've seen me make inserters, sorters, and okay, that's one thing we'd really like to have a bit more automated. That would be super nice if that was automated or somehow better. This is the outbound. Then we're gonna get... Oh, okay, let's actually sort this one. I'm gonna get iron inbound, and I'm gonna get magnetic coils, and I'm gonna get that one outbound. Yeah. So on this one, I'll get... That's gonna, because that's gonna be the inner one. I think it has to be here. And that's iron going out there. And then I'll go back, and then we can just design this. Hold on. I also need magnetic coils here. I'm guessing that one. And iron here. I think that's how it's gonna be. Nope. 5. And we'll put it here. And put it here. Yeah. And then put it there. Alright, that's gonna be the turbine. This will be the motor. And this one will be the gear. Yep. And then we can take this one. Oops. Go from here all the way down. Just gonna see if it can be done. Let's try this. So this is... That's gonna be one of these. That's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, looks good, looks good. And as you can see, these builds are going to now start being a bit bigger. And we can now build these along this line. I just want to illustrate what it is, and then I'll just spend some time off camera on setting the whole damn thing up, because there's no point in going through that. There. Nope. It did not go. And that one. And then I basically make the same thing on the other side. And I actually, in this block here, it's planetary block maybe, is I actually have room to build twice as much. That means this build could potentially be expanded to use 60 iron per second. If we're gonna use 60 iron per second, I am pretty sure I'm gonna need a bit more iron smelting here and there. I know that I could use the God mode thing, and I'm just not super happy about it. The transition in and out of God mode is really horrible. So just going into menus and stuff like that. So what are we gonna do here? That one, I might have made a few mistakes here, but as I hook up the sorters, I'll look at it. All right. Are you kind of get the sense of what it's gonna look like, right? And here, and that one. Okay, now I just want to make the last bits of this part. Just here. And then I'm gonna set it up. But this is a pretty massive build, I think. And hopefully this will solve all of our issues when it comes to electromagnetic turbines back in the first world, or there. Yeah, and there. Alright, so that is what it looks like. Let me just hook up sorters, because sorters are awful. And then we'll be back and take a look at this in action. And here we are. We have hooked everything up. It looks beautiful. And now the only thing we're missing is just to get some things in here. And so let's get that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say you're going to be a local supply and global supply. Good. You're going to be doing local demand and no offline supply. So you're going to be local. Oh, hold on. I'm going to put all of these in there and there. So we're going to get full maximum here. I can set this to local demand, and I'm going to set this to local demand, and that should get us all the things we want inbound here. Let's have a look at these beautiful, beautiful drones flying out in different directions. One is going for iron, and the other one is going for the magnetic cords. You can see the magnetic cords are already coming in from that other side, and the iron is also coming in from this side. So with these two things inbound, we should see the entire build just jump into action. And we want to just see that it's actually working. Oh, they're actually already working. Nice. So the iron is coming in, hopefully fast enough. But it is consuming 60 per second. What? Yeah, 60 per second. That's kind of a lot. And it looks like the whole damn thing is working. We're not going to validate everything, but just browsing over it and seeing that it works. And this one is just also filling up. That is excellent. And it'll fill up to 10,000 because, well, when we have 10,000, we're going to be happy, aren't we? And these ones, minimum load of vessels is at 1,000. So hopefully that means, I think they can take 4,000, right? 400 each? Yeah, 400 each. So maybe when they reach the 400, I hope that we're going to get one outbound. I hope. Or maybe it'll just take a bit of time. Let's see. There we go. As soon as it hits 400, it'll one will be sent out. And is it one of those? No, that's actually a bit of a shame that it's actually not one of the suppliers. But you can see we have now electromagnetic turbines. Moving on, there's a nice big field here, and that's just storing coal. So that's okay. We're gonna do the next thing. So the reason why I wanted the electromagnetic turbines first, even though graphene from fire ice is more interesting, is simply because I wanted this one to go back and feed the base and just make sure that that one's working. So let me just figure out how we want to build this damn thing here. Alright, so we are going to use some chemical plants. Let's have a look at what the chemical plants can actually do for us. So, chemical plant will now make graphene. There are two recipes for graphene. One is super annoying with lots of energized graphite and some sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is annoying. But there's this one which is super nice that gives us some sugar cubes, fire ice, and gives us graphene directly, and also indeed some carbon, some hydrogen. So that's the one we're going to use. And since we have this one, it's actually just one inbound and two outbounds. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take one inbound. It's going to be like that. And then I'm going to take hydrogen out here, and I'm going to take the graphene out here, and then I can make on both sides like that, right? Because then I can take the hydrogen out here and put it into a storage and then put it back in, because hydrogen, I'll need to store that in absurd amounts. This should be pretty simple to build, so let's just hook it up immediately. It's probably not going to use the whole build here. And what was the crafting time again? I should never be removing these. I should just have them somewhere around. What is this crafting time? I can get, like, I don't know, 50, 100 per second of these. So I can just build it as big as I want. But except power. But power is kind of trivial with all the solar we have here. And let me see, that is on a 2-second cycle. So it's also pretty fast, actually. So I'm going to get some outbounds. I think we're going to just go straight out from here. And let's also say we're going to get some fire ice. We're going to get some hydrogen stored. We're going to get some graphene stored. Yeah, those are the options. And we'll just go that one as well. And that will be graphene put into global supply. And I'm going to go with the middle one is the outbound of fire ice here. No, it doesn't go all the way up. It goes, I think, here. That looks better. And this one will be graphene. Graphene just goes straight back in. but hydrogen does not. So we're gonna build this. Yeah, you know, I think I might actually have to prioritize figuring out how this one should be done. That one, that one, that one, that one. Does that make sense? It seems a bit close. Oops. Maybe more like this. So hydrogen goes into this, and into that, and into that, and into that. And try again. Into this, and back in. And the reason why I'm making it this big is because things just have a tendency to run out when you don't have it. And oh yeah. Let's make it absolutely silly so you can see the curvature of the Earth by them extending from each other. That's brilliant. That's what I want. It's exactly what I want. There. And we're going to just build this all the way down here. Let's see how many we can squeeze in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to go with 10. That seems really, really nice as well. And then I'm going to do that one. And I'm gonna go the same path on this one. I'm gonna go sugar cubes out and out here, because that one is just not big enough. We need more. I'm gonna take it on that one. Oops. And the graphene goes back, and the hydrogen goes somewhere over there. That should be aligned with that one. And graphene there, there, and there. I think I actually... No, I think that's fine. We'll build it like this. Here. And again, and again, and again, and again in here. Let's see if we can get some more of these. And it's kind of one of the things that always happens as we build, especially these ones, because they're not really exactly square, then it's so easy for us to accidentally build more than we need here. There. So we take something like that one. Because these ones can sort of... Yeah, that's probably fine. Here. So that will give us, see, you can see they can now be built a bit closer because the squares are a bit bigger. Yeah. That one, that one, that one. And we're gonna build this one as well, and then I think we'll just look at it and go, wow, and then just jump forward to someone who spent the next, I don't know, 20 minutes, I guess, on just inserters, I guess. Maybe not 20 minutes, but at least 10. There we go. Alright, so that looks good. Let me put in the belts, the power holes, and the sorters, and also these ones as well. Whew. Okay. I'll see you back here in a while, and it's probably going to be daytime before this is done. And lo and behold, it has become daytime in the meantime. Whew. We have now everything hooked up here, in and out, and there are, because there are 4 inputs on this side, it is possible to do 3 belts between them. And all we need to do now is just hook it up and just watch everything spin. So we're going to start by doing a remote demand on this one, and I'm gonna get some of these, otherwise it doesn't work. There we go. They are just flying out 400 each. I'm gonna set local supply, yes, and remote supply, yes. I'm not gonna do this remote supply I'm not gonna do this remote demand or remote supply, and I made a mistake. I picked it up, so I had to put it down again. That's why this one has to fill it up, and then I sorted the direction properly. So we're gonna wait until we have the cubes in here. So let's just talk about what this is going to be used for. So graphene, by doing this, there's one really important thing that happens, and that is, since our entire solar system, let's go out here, an entire solar system, if I look at the sun, I can see what the entire solar system has. Crude oil is 33.82. That's it. I can never get more crude oil out of the solar system. That's it. So if I use crude oil for graphene, or if I use crude oil for sulfuric acid for graphene, then I'm taking some of my maximum potential crude oil and directing into graphene. But if I take fire ice and turn that into graphene, then I free up more of the limited resource oil into being something else. I mean, are we coming? Yeah, there's 4,000 inbound. Great. And they are now flying to the gas giant, if I can find it. That's there. Oh, I did not. That's definitely not what I wanted. Oh, that's a nice planet. I'm lost. There we go. Kappa Sagittari 4. I'm gonna look at that one. Kappa Sagittari here. And if I go close enough, no, I can't see it, but I can definitely see that now we have our return flights here, and that is not it. Yeah, that's it. Let's have a look at, from this perspective, we can see, we should be able to see them coming in, the logistics vessels. I think that's one coming in here, and it should be coming into view soon. So they'll bring in stuff. Oh, I love that of course it's rotating. All right, I think we got something inbound that could be for us. Oh, there they are. That's the group. All right, go down and take a look at this. Here they are. And you can see the white icon below it. They're landing. And here comes the next ones. And we should now be seeing, there we go, they're coming out on the belt. Quickly now. Ad is looking so good. And then they just go down there, refuel, and take off again. Just absolutely love the mechanics of this. I love that there's like a platform up there where you can park 10 of them. It makes sense. So it's like, okay, you have 20? No, because there's only 10 locations. So we are now having graphene in absolutely stupendous amounts. The amount here, look at how fast it goes in. And we're not even using any material. We're using a renewable resource. The fire ice can be keep using as long as we have more of those. What are they called? They are called orbital collectors. Here, these ones. No, orbital collectors. We don't have those. But they're down here. Orbital collectors. Once we have that, it's just fine. So what are we going to do now? We are simply going to go on and find the next square. That's a good square here. We'll take that one. It's actually open, so we'll build here. Now, what we talked about was the next step of that next phase of the project here, and I'm just gonna go. Let's see if I can figure out where I want it. And here. So what are we going to do? We are going to now make carbon nanotubes. So that requires titanium and it requires a lot of the graphene. So that should not be so difficult now that we have it. And again, I think the answer is we're gonna do inbound. Now we're gonna do outbound in the middle, and we're gonna do inbound, and then that one on the other side. That seems pretty sensible, right? Yep. So let's actually do it. We can do, since it's 3 belts, we can actually do that here. I will be setting this one up. What's it like? It's saying graphene. It's saying titanium, and then the output will be nanotubes. All right, good stuff. I will just put some of these in here, and I'll put some of those in there. Not that I really need it to be in there yet. And we're gonna go for here. And on the outbound side, I'll just take some graphene. And I think that's going to be a good location. But this is actually slightly smaller because it's now getting closer to the edge. So I probably can't do as many as I'd like. And that's... Oh, I can't shift Q, so we have to go all the way back. All the way through. And that one. So now we have to figure out how many we can do here. I guess not 10 probably. 1, 2. We can make it closer. 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8. So one of the super important things when you build like this, do not start from down here. Always start closest to a poles and work your way down, because if you can fit in 8 here, you can guaranteed fit in 8 here. But if you fit 10 in here, you can't fit 10 up here, and then you're just gonna be screwing yourself over. Let's get this one out. No matter what I do, I just can't seem to do the test part here at the right location. It's almost at the right location. And this one isn't placed in the middle, isn't it? It should be. So we are going to go again. Come on, give me a... Here, that's going to be graphene on this side. That one. And return. No? There. And that will be titanium. And again, this is going to be the output. There. And then I'm going to go... That's going to be titanium on the side. And look, everything is nice, crispy, even lines. No jumps, no nothing. You will not find better builds on YouTube, I hope. That's at least my intention. And I can just go this one further down here. Yeah. And what we also now have is that we are building things at a scale where when we then start to use these for our next step, well, it's just going to be so big that it'll just really kick into gear. It's not going to be like, oh, okay, we have a few purple cubes. That's nice. No, 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 no. We'll be making masses of purple cubes. The way that they've designed this planet, these planets here, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I think this is easier for me to make sure that I don't sort of slide them out. And you can see the spacing down at the bottom is getting much wider, and of course it would be possible for me to just squeeze in a few more at the bottom, but yeah, then it wouldn't be symmetric, and we kind of like things being symmetric around here. There. Alright, so that one is done. We are going to do the same thing as usual. I'm going to set up all of the power poles. I'm going to set up all of the inserters, and when we come back, we're ready to hook it up and then see this coming into effect. And get that one. Boop. There we go. And now we're back. We are having all of these now hooked up. So again, I'm skipping these parts, but it's happening. It's happening, all right. So we are ready. We have our logistics drones for local. We have our logistics vessels for global supply. We're going to do a local demand here. And we're going to do a local demand, and then we're just going to fill up with 10,000 of these, and that should be good. Let's see them actually coming in. So that means the graphene is coming right here. See that coming in quickly, and these are heading out to find some titanium. Somewhere on the planet we're going to get titanium, and once we get that, we're going to get like an absolute insane amount. We should see another flurry of, yeah, coming the other way. There they are. That's the one coming from the other tower. I really like having 50 in every tower, just so that it's primarily when you start it up, but if you need it, you need it. And at the end of the day, since we're handcrafting, no, not to handcraft, we're exactly not handcrafting, we're automating the construction of vessels and drones, then there's no reason not to just have the maximum amount. And there we go, they're actually already active. That was quick. And titanium is now coming in, and all of these are just chugging along as fast as possible. They're just making 2 every 15 per minute, means that 1 every 4 seconds. But it means 1 craft every 4 seconds. It doesn't mean 1 item outbound every 4 seconds. Because it does 1 craft every 4 seconds, and that gives, each craft gives 2. So that is every 4 seconds. Every 2 seconds we get 1, and that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 24 carbon nanotubes per second crafted right now, and you can see it's all good. And the titanium is kind of struggling to keep up, but it will keep up. It will keep up. It's not being used super fast. And yeah, that's it. That's carbon nanotubes. So recapping what we've done, we have basically scaled up a lot on this planet in order for us to do some really cool things. We put in our electromagnetic, and look at this planet. This is more busy than our original planet, right? I like it. So we have now carbon nanotubes, we have graphene. That means back on the home planet, I can take out my graphene build, and then focus the sulfuric acid on going that into titanium alloys. And that means we can now do particle broadbands next time, and we can do purple science and then unlock warp technology. Maybe not. That's a beautiful view, isn't it? Yep, so we're going to end on this magnificent view, and you might find this on the thumbnail if I'm not mistaken. So I appreciate you dropping by. I hope you like this episode, and that you appreciate the time I spent off camera to do some cutting. And yeah, I will be back in the next episode. If you like it, be sure to hit the like button. If you have good ideas for what we're going to call these planetary grids, I kind of like planetary grids, let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to watch more, then hit the subscribe button. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Until then, take care and stay effective.